Christmas. Merry motherfucking Christmas. And have a fucked up New Year. You
Oh, hey, you sneaky little bastards. Well, now that you're in my house, welcome back to the Lucid Nightmare. I'm your host as always, Jay Schatzer. And today, well, it's Christmas Haul 2019 time. Time for me to show you everything movie related that I've gotten for Christmas. And there are some gems in here, so let's get right into it. First off, we are going to start out with an amazing collection of films. Little kung fu action. It is the Sister Street Fighter collection. And it is absolutely beautiful. Put out by Arrow. And yeah, it is definitely looking like a stunner. I actually got the other Street Fighter collection. The first films with Sonny Chiba starring. I got that a while back, and I've been wanting to fill out the rest of the Street Fighter collection with this little sweet number. But, yep, it looks like it's going to be great. It's got Sister Street Fighter and Sister Street Fighter Hanging by a Thread, Return of the Sister Street Fighter, and Sister Street Fighter 5th Level Fist. So, these are all going to be first-time watches for me. I am a virgin when it comes to the, well, I guess the Street Fighter collection in general. So I'm gonna have to start off with the Sonny Chiba ones and then round out Etsuko Homi collection of films. But a whole bunch of martial arts, fun, and action are lined up for these little numbers. But definitely looking forward to checking them out. I know I've probably watched Street Fighter, the original one, maybe once, and I don't know if I even got all the way through it, but I'm gonna have to tackle all those guys in the future. But up next is jumping into modern times with some modern cinema. Probably one of my favorite, I don't know if it's my favorite, the favorite of 2019, but one hell of an excellent film. Quentin Tarantino's 9th film. It is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Really cool film. A little slow in parts, but the payoff is more than worth it. But of course, you got Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt in the starring roles, along with what's her face, Margot Robbie playing Sharon Tate. Yeah, just a great spin on the true life story of what happened to everyone. So it's just kind of cool to see all these separate characters kind of come together in some crazy chaotic ending. Really cool stuff. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out wherever you can. Awesome film, really cool, really fun. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that one. So let's move on to a John Carpenter classic. I'm trying to upgrade all of my John Carpenter collection into Blu-ray, and this is the newest addition to that collection. It is Assault on Precinct 13. That is a beautiful cover. And this one, kind of an action oriented film, not one of John Carpenter's horror-related directorial efforts, but still, just like all of his other films, tons of characters, just a lot of memorable moments and interactions between those characters. Just a really cool concept and all. If you don't really know anything about it, it's pretty much a police precinct is about to be shut down. It's kind of its last night that'll be active, and they transport these prisoners there, but then outside forces are trying to get in to release said prisoner or to actually kill him. It's just a whole bunch of crazy stuff. It's really cool. I believe I did a review on the channel years ago, so if you think that sounds interesting, definitely check out the review. Yeah, but this is a Scream Factory release. Got it for a decent price. Pretty cool. I think there was actually a sale going on at that time. But damn good film, Assault on Precinct 13. But let's keep the ball rolling. with, it's a really cool, interesting Spanish-UK co-production. I actually did a review on this one probably last week was when it went up, and you've probably seen the review already, but here is the fruits of that labor. It is Horror Express. And this is the Severin edition, not the Arrow edition, which I believe is a much better print. They cleaned it up a lot more, but this one's actually a decent job on it. Severin did a good job. And the only reason I went for this one and not the other one was that this one was $11 and the other one was 20 something. So I figured I can get more bang for my buck with this one and get another edition of something else down the road. But as you've probably seen in the review, damn good film, has so many elements to it that are just batshit crazy. A lot of combinations, different horror, sci-fi, drama. Like I said in the review, it's almost like an Agatha Christie story or novel come to life with horror elements jammed in there, but it's just really wacky. Telly Savalas shows up as just a crazy, crazy interesting character, and we got Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee really hamming it up for the camera, doing their classic Hammer horror kind of style acting. Really good stuff, really cool film. Check out the review if you haven't already. But let's move it on to another Peter Cushing film. This is one that I've been wanting to have in the collection for a long, long time. The DVD was out of print for years. I saw it way back in the early days of Netflix when they were still disc-based, and I really love the film because I love the subject matter. But the movie I'm talking about is Hammer Horror's The Abominable Snowman of the Himalayas. I always thought it was called The Abominable Snowman and that was it, but there is actually a little bit more to that title. But this film is just really classy. Just like any Hammer horror film. Centers around, you know, the Abominable Snowman, Yetis up in the Himalayas, and Peter Cushing and his team are up there trying to go on an expedition, and wouldn't you know it, those pesky Abominable Snowmen attack. And it's really cool. They kind of, from what I can remember, they really hold back on revealing the creatures, so it's a really mysterious kind of film. Really cool, really great locations, cast is amazing. Just everything that you'd expect from a Hammer horror film. But really happy this is in the collection now because I really enjoyed it back in the day and I've been wanting to revisit it and kind of refresh my memory on everything. But great, great pickup there. But next up is an interesting series of films. I believe this is in the late 50s. Japanese filmmaker who put out a lot of like crime drama, Yakuza kind of films, and I've kind of been collecting them because Arrow's been putting out a bunch of collections for these. And I actually haven't seen any of these films, but from the trailers it just looks amazing. It looks like a very crisp, clean production, great visuals, interesting action, and well, the collection I'm talking about is Nakatsu Diamond Guys Volume 2. So this is Volume 2. I have Volume 1 over on the shelves over there. And I have not watched any from that either, but this is a decent price, so I figured I'd pick it up. Arrow's always amazing on their releases, so you really can't go wrong. But yeah, the films in this movie, the films in this collection are Tokyo Mighty Guy, Danger Pays, Murder Unincorporated. So those three films looked really interesting from the trailers, so I'm really looking forward, because I love the just kind of 50s era Japanese cinema. It's really, really good. Really hard to come by too. So these films, I think the only way you can watch them is in this collection, so it's really a really good pickup, as well as Volume 1 that I have on the shelf over there. Really good pickups. Interesting flicks that I can't wait to dive into and kind of immerse myself in Japanese cinema. But let's move on to the next one. Let us see. Now this one is a Kino film release. It's something I've been wanting to watch for a while, and I figured, you know, what the hell, now's a better time than any. It is Ganja and Hesse, and stars Dwayne Jones and Marlene Clark. Now, I don't know Marlene Clark, but Dwayne Jones, you might look at that face and say, hey, he looks kind of familiar, because he is from the original Night of the Living Dead. He's the main character, in that film, Ben, and yeah, you might recognize him from that if he looks familiar. But this one is kind of a strange spin on vampire lore, and it's kind of set in, I don't know what modern era it's set in, but it really just turns the whole concept of vampire on its head, and it almost comes off as like a blaxploitation film, but a modern art one. I believe the production behind it, the director was signed on to do a traditional blaxploitation film, but he kind of took the reins and did his own thing and made a very interesting film. But yeah, I've not checked this one out, so this is one that I've been wanting to watch for a long time. Hopefully I can sit down and check it out for myself, because it really looks interesting and something totally different from the blaxploitation genre. But let's keep moving. Oh, I feel like I'm talking funny, like I have laryngitis or something. But let's move on to a classic horror film. I peg it into the kind of zombie category because there's a lot of undead elements to it, but it really is a beast of its own. The movie I'm talking about is The Sentinel, and I upgraded this sweet baby from my DVD version because it's just a hell of an amazing film. Michael Winner, Michael Winner, not Wiener. Michael Winner directed this one. Really cool 70s horror film. The review is on the channel because I did that a few years back. But really amazing cast. A really strange atmosphere. It's almost a ghost story at times. Really cool stuff though. You definitely have to see it. It's definitely a character-driven kind of film because there's so many famous actors and actresses in the movie that pop up just for small little cameos and things. It's really interesting, really cool, and probably up there on some of my favorite zombie kind of content. But that is The Sentinel. And this is a Scream factory release. They always do a damn good job. And there's the Blu-ray inside there with I always throw my DVDs into the Blu-rays so I can kind of condense everything because I only have so much room for my movies. But great pickup, The Sentinel. Ooh, onto something very unusual. This one is a West Germany film, I believe. I believe it's West Germany. But it is a West Germany sci-fi kind of mini-series, TV series that they kind of condensed into a film format here for the release. Yeah, it's really high concept sci-fi, dealing with virtual worlds and what is reality, and kind of like the definition of what life is and when life begins, kind of all those kind of high concepts. But the movie I'm talking about, or series, is World on a Wire. And as you can see, it's a Criterion Collection edition on Blu-ray. And the movie is directed by, if I'm gonna probably butcher this, Rainer Werner Fassbinder. But yeah, I saw this years ago, much like how I saw, what was that other film? Abominable Snowman on Netflix on disc. World on the Wire, I picked that one up on there to check it out and kind of was blown away. If you like movies like The 13th Floor, the 90s sci-fi film, it has a lot of concepts from that. And it's got a little bit of The Matrix in there as well, but it's really cool. Really ahead of its time, way ahead of its time, and sadly forgotten, and not a lot of people know about this film or series or whatever you want to call it, but you should definitely check this baby out because really cool. And it's got that what was this, in the 70s or something, I want to say? Yeah, 73. So yeah, it's got that 70s style of futuristic sci-fi. It's got the Germany kind of aesthetic to it too, so it's really surreal, really cool, high concepts, really interesting. Definitely check this one out. Amazing. But let's keep moving on to something that is so nasty and disgusting that I don't even know if I want to talk about it. I'm probably going to review this film in the future. Watched it, revisited it again on Monday with friends. And yeah, it's just really sick and twisted. It's definitely a video nasty from that era of banned films. Tasteless as all hell, but for some reason it hypnotizes me and I can't stop watching it when it's on. The movie I'm talking about is Island of Death. And as you can see, this is another Arrow release. Yeah, just a sick and twisted film. Pretty much centers around these two characters, these demented couples, who go to a Greek island, and I guess they're serial killers, and they just go randomly murdering people. They meet them, find out where they live, murder them. It's just a really strange film, and you just wonder how the hell these people are going to get away with it. The police are trying to find them, but they can't seem to figure out who's doing it. It's just a really interesting film. Great location, a lot of cool characters that are kind of just eccentric, really strange stuff. But yeah, definitely check this film out if you like that video nasty era of films. Those crazy films that were banned in the UK for being just horrible, horribly distasteful. But yeah, it's a film by Nico Mastorakis. I don't know much about him, but he's a crazy dude. Like one of our cats is running around back here making noise. But yep, great film, great, interesting, weird stuff. I'll probably write a review on it because it really is that strange. But yeah, it's an oddity, something you have to check out for yourself and just to see what you think of it. But that is Island of Death. All right, let's see, we got 3 more in here. All right. So this one is a modern sci-fi film, came out 2019, I believe, or the late 2018, but I think it was 2019. Yep, I don't know. Time flies, but here is what the hell's the full name? Alita Battle Angel. Brain fart there. But yeah, produced by James Cameron, directed by Robert Rodriguez. It's a really interesting film. I don't know if it's surprising because I was interested in it when I first heard, when they first announced it that James Cameron was going to direct years ago and then Robert Rodriguez took over. I was curious. It's kind of a hit and miss with Robert Rodriguez. He goes from kids movies to kind of action movies that are decent. And I loved his From Dusk Till Dawn and Desperado and El Mariachi, things like that. So you didn't know what to expect, but they actually pulled off the CGI in this really well. Everything kind of blends together in this kind of believable, tangible world. Yeah, the character of Alita is a full CGI character, but she actually feels like she has emotion and heart and a soul. Really cool stuff. Was really pleasantly surprised, I guess I can say. Now just thinking about it. Really cool stuff. Wish they would continue the story. Haven't heard anything that they are, but really amazing stuff. So bam, add it to the collection because it's fun. But let's move on to the next one. Ooh, I forgot about this. I need to review this one. I didn't write it down, so it wasn't on my list of stuff to review. But this is I don't know how you'd call it. It's a real-life story, but it's a slasher, but there's not a lot of too many creative deaths. It's almost like a documentary, but it is the classic and cult film, The Town That Dreaded Sundown. And that is one cool cover right there. A little sack head. Of course, it's Friday the 13th kind of took a page out of this movie because this is in 1977. But yeah, really cool film. I know a lot of people aren't wholly satisfied with it because it is actually a laid-back kind of film shot documentary style. It follows true life events, so they don't go too crazy and overboard with the kills and the amount of kills. But I just love the atmosphere. The characters are so oddball in the movie, and just the whole scenario is just weird. So yeah, really cool. Just pretty much follows the true life stories of a crazy psychotic running around a Texas small town killing people, and nobody can seem to catch him or figure out who he is. Really interesting stuff. They're back there, and there he is again. But really cool stuff. I love it. From the same director who did Legend of Boggy Creek, so it's got that same documentary style, same feel pretty much. But no folk songs though. No, but really cool stuff. And I'll probably be reviewing that in the near future, so stay tuned for that. And let's tackle the last of the Christmas haul in this video. I actually have, I think, 3 or 4 more coming, so maybe I'll do a separate update for those ones because there's some good ones in there. But the last one in this video is going to be the Jamaican crime drama classic. It is The Harder They Come, And I've owned this on DVD for a long time, and I wanted to upgrade to the Blu-ray because it's a fantastic film, really cult classic material stuff. Really amazing soundtrack, and it's just an amazing, amazing film. It just centers around Jimmy Cliff plays an aspiring singer named Ivan Martin, and he pretty much just shows him going from just an ordinary guy living in the slums to being a superstar musician, and then kind of the crime antics he gets into. So it's a really cool rags to riches kind of fall from grace then at the end film. Really, really amazing. The location of Jamaica, just the scene, the scenery, cinematography, everything's really top notch for being such a low budget kind of untalked about film. But yeah, The Harder They Come, really cool. It's pretty much like the Jamaican Scarface, I would say. I mean, they have similarities, but I mean, this is its own beast. Definitely check it out if you like that kind of storyline and just style. A lot of great reggae music in it because Jimmy Cliff is a legendary Jamaican singer. Yep, this is a Shout Select. Put this one out. So Shout Factory, boom. Great stuff. I think it even has the soundtrack in here too, so yeah, definitely pick this one up if you're looking for a really, really interesting classic, cult classic film. Really cool stuff. But yeah, I guess that does it for this video. A lot of shit there, well, not a lot of shit, but a few more things coming later on. I think something's supposed to come today, so I'm looking forward to that, checking that one out, and I might do another video just to update you on the 4 extra films that I have in the Christmas 2019 haul. But yeah, this tree will probably be taken down a little bit. Christmas is over. It is now Christmas Eve that I am filming this, so Happy New Year, or not Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, so Happy New Year. Hope you have a great New Year's. Don't do too many stupid things. Stay out of trouble. And guys, I will see you at the next time, whether it's a movie review, collection update, which I'm still tackling the sci-fi films there, and whatever else I got cooking in the books. So take care, stay out of trouble, Happy New Year, and get the hell out of my house. Later, guys.